Hey guys, today I'm coming to you fresh from the shower. I'm really into blow drying my hair lately. We are gathered here today to talk about the brand new Fenty Beauty, which is the makeup brand by Rihanna. And this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. I got mine in the shade 120. This foundation was 42 Canadian dollars, so it would be a little bit cheaper in the States. And you actually get more than 1 fluid ounce. Yeah, you get 1.08 fluid ounces, so that's 32 milliliters. And now that I'm looking at the ingredients, it seems like it has a lot of silicones in it, even though it did not feel silicone-y at all. It also has talc in it, so if you are like allergic to that, I know some people are sensitive. So I think the packaging is really nice. Pretty basic, but I like that it has a swatch on the top. This is the bottle. The bottle's really nice, heavy, kind of frosted glass. So the instructions say to shake well. By the way, the only thing that I've done is applied my Body Shop Seaweed Mattifying Day Cream like probably about a half an hour ago. I'm not going to be wearing like an actual primer or going to be setting it with a powder because I want to see how it holds up on my oily skin by the end of the day. So that is 2 pumps, and as you can see, very, very runny. Back to the shade, this 120 was a neutral undertone, 130 was yellow, 110 was cool, and then 100 was neutral. So if you have really, really like the whitest skin possible, I would totally recommend the shade 100 because it was too light for me. So I'm actually going to apply directly to my face with this. And I'm going to start with kind of like a flat top foundation brush. Seems to be blending pretty good. Seems to be drying pretty fast as well. It smells kind of good too. It almost has like a sweet smell to it. I kind of like that. Okay, so in the viewfinder, the color doesn't look too bad on my face. It's like 100% dry, like 100% like, wow. You know, it kind of reminds me of the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation in a way. The sponge actually looks really good. This doesn't look, I wouldn't say it looks better than the brush side, but I don't really see much of a difference. So I do think that this could be used with a sponge or a brush. I do really like the way it looks. It's very thin. I don't think it's like super smoothing. Like I do feel like, you know, you can still see my natural texture, but that's okay. I don't really care to cover that up. I do like the natural look. I feel like it gave, I want to say like close to medium, but like, you know, it's not going to cover up everything. You're definitely going to need to go in with concealer if, you know, you want to conceal your blemishes and things. It kind of has like a powder finish, not only just in feel, but also like in the way that it looks as well. I feel like it kind of looks like I put a powder on top of it in a way. It's not like immediately sinking into my fine lines. I've got one here. Looks the same as if I wasn't wearing makeup. Doesn't feel like it's going to transfer. It's really lightweight, honestly, barely feel anything on my face at all. So for me, the real test is how long it lasts on my oily skin. As for color, I just don't feel like this color is right for me. I know that it looks good on camera. It just is slightly too peachy for me, although it's not bad. Hey guys, I just put the rest of my makeup on. If you're wondering what's on my lips, it is MAC Ruby Woo. Already regretting it. I'm gonna have lipstick chin as soon as I eat anything. But also, now that I've had a chance to look at it in a bunch of different lights, I don't know if people with dry skin are gonna like this foundation at all. Did notice that the foundation just looked really dry, like especially around my eyes. It is a very matte foundation as well, so if you're looking for something more hydrating, I don't think this is it. I also wanted to show the swatch on my arm now that it's dried. I think this is a better representation. Now you can kind of see what I mean when I say the undertone of this just doesn't really suit my skin. It looks pretty good, like it's all blended into my face and all blended down my neck and collarbones too, so it looks okay. looks a bit dry, but again, it's very lightweight. It doesn't feel dry, so I guess that's good. Anyway, I will check back in with you guys a bit later. I'm gonna pause Shark Tank. Okay, so I'm at the 5-hour mark right now, and I have to say I am insanely impressed with the oil control factor. I am not shiny at all. Like, usually by the 4 or 5 hour mark, I'm starting to get a little bit shiny. I'm like not shiny at all. And I actually find that earlier when I was saying it was looking really dry, now that it's kind of warmed up to my skin, I find it looks a lot better. I did actually go to Sephora earlier this morning and I did exchange the shade, although I do find that they both still oxidize. So I had shade 120 and I exchanged it for 140. And it's so weird to me because never in my life have I bought a foundation that wasn't the very first one on the scale, if you know what I mean. These swatches are dry. So this one here is the 120 that I have on my face that I put on this morning. And then this one here is the 140. So as you can see, they're not like lighter or darker than each other, but this 140 is just slightly less orange. But yeah, this is what it's looking at the 5-hour mark. Cannot believe that my nose and forehead is not shiny. It also hasn't really worn off. It's definitely a long wearing, non-transfer matte foundation that is very lightweight. What's up guys, I am back. It has been officially 8.5 hours and it looks pretty freaking good. Like, my forehead is not shiny and it doesn't feel greasy either. My nose might be a tiny bit shiny and it doesn't feel, well, maybe tiny bit there, but very minimal shine. I feel like it really stayed on. Not many foundations will hold my highlight. Pretty much looks the same as when I applied it, which is insane considering I have fairly oily skin in my T-zone area. I really see this as a super long wearing foundation. Like, you guys can see my swatches have been on for hours and I can rub this all I want and it's not coming off. So the positives are long wearing, easy to blend and apply, really great color range. I don't think I said that earlier, but I think there was 40 shades or something crazy. I do think there is a wide variety. However, I personally didn't find my perfect shade. I found that shade 100 was very pale, too pale for me. And then the 110 was meant for cool toned. And then the next shades were of course 120. 130 was too yellow, and then this is 140. And then everything after that was too dark. So I do think 140 is the best option for me. However, it is a shade too dark. The cons for me are, don't think that it can be used for a wide variety of skin types. I think if you have dry skin, you might not really like this because it can tend to look dry on your skin. It makes your skin look just like it has no moisture, you know, at all. And another con for me is that it oxidizes, at least it does on me. So for example, this is 140 dried, and then this is 140 wet. So you can see there that it does oxidize a shade darker. So yeah, all in all, it wore really nice. It did settle a tiny bit in this area, but nothing too alarming. Again, and it did settle in a couple of these lines as well, but again, really not bad. I'm really impressed with the oil control and the long wear aspect. So I think it's definitely worth at least getting a sample from Sephora. So that is the end of this review. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope it helped you out. I love you guys so much and I will see you in my next video. Bye.